Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to go over how you can create your very own standard deck of playing cards like you see here. Okay, so what are we going to need to do to make this happen? First thing we're going to need is we're going to need a widget. So we'll right click here, go to user interface, and we'll create a widget. And we'll call this my card face. And if we open up our widget here, we're not going to need the canvas panel at all, so we can delete that. And we're going to scroll down until we get to this box that says overlay. We're going to drag an overlay right on top of this. And we want to make it a custom size. So we'll go 100 by 175. And then we're going to want to drop two images. So if we scroll up to the top, we can put two images on the overlay and one text box. Now the first image we don't need to have variable over here, and we'll call this background. And we want this to take up the entire space. The second image we're going to call card suit, and we will leave that variable, and we also want this to take up the whole space. And the final thing, the text, we want this to be card value, and we want to make this a variable, and we will change this color to black, and we'll just give it a default value like so. So we can compile and save this, and then we will go to the graph, and off of event construct, what we want to do is be able to set this card suit here. So we'll drag this out, and we'll say set brush from texture. We'll hook that up like that. And then we're going to right click here and make this a variable. We'll call this final card suit. And that is all that we need to do on our card widget. So we will close this out. The next thing we need to do is create an actor blueprint. So we'll come here and create actor. And this will just be our basic card. And we'll open this up. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to add a widget. And this will be my card widget. And then we'll come over here to widget class, and we'll look for my card face. And we'll change the size to match the overlay box that we made, which is 100 by 175. And as you can see here, we have our widget. And what we're going to be doing is changing this value and the first image on here to match one of the 52 cards in a deck. So we'll go into our event graph and delete this. So we're going to grab our widget container, and we'll say get user widget object. And then we want to cast this to our card widget. So cast to my card face. And now that we have access to my card face, we're going to get card suit, and then we're going to set brush from texture. Actually, what we want to do is get final card suit, or set final card suit. So this is going to be the image that's going to show up on the card here. So we'll promote this to a variable and say my suit. And the other thing we want to set is the value. So we'll say get text, get value, get card value, and then set text like this. And we'll right click here and promote this to a variable and say my card value. And what we want to do with these two are expose them on spawn. That way when we create the card we are able to set these two variables. So we're just going to come here and click expose on spawn and do the same thing with my suit. So compile and save that. And the last thing we're going to need is one more actor, and this is going to be the deck creator. So we're going to double click here, and we're going to go into the event graph, delete this, and what we're going to want to do is create one function here. And we'll call this generate deck. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to create a couple of arrays first. So I'm going to make a local variable here, and we'll call this card suit array. And we're going to make this a string, and we'll change it to an array. And then I'm going to make one more that's going to be card value array. So I'm going to pull this out. No, can't do it from there. So let me just go make array. And we're going to drag this out and hold Alt. And we will set this. And then I will Control C, Control V, and we'll do the same thing. Drag out card value array, hold Alt, and we will set. So the card suit array is going to have 4 pins: heart, diamond, spade, and club. And the card value array is going to have 13. So we're going to keep hitting this. And this is going to be ace, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you guys get the picture. Jack, queen, and king. So compile and save this. And we're going to need to create one more thing. Go here to blueprints and create a structure. We'll call it my card struct. And we'll open this up and we'll create 2 variables. The first one is going to be suit, and the second one is going to be value. And these will both be strings. You can save that. So now once we have our 2 arrays, what we want to do is be able to loop through each one of these 4 times, one for each suit, and add this to a new array that we're going to have all of our cards held in. So we're going to have a while loop, and we're going to need to create 2 other local variables. First one is going to be card index, and this is going to be an integer, a single. And the next one is going to be card suit index, So we're going to drag out our card index here. We're going to say less than. And we'll right click here and create one more local variable. And we'll call this the count. And the count is going to be equal to 13 right here, because that's how many different values we need to have for each suit. So we're going to set count to 13. So for each card index, what we want to do is take our card suit array, and we want to get a copy, and we want to get the card suit index. And then we want to create a struct variable. So you can have a local variable here, and we'll call it new card. And we want to make this a my card struct. And we're going to drag this out, say get, and then we want to set members, and we'll check these two boxes here. Let's put this up to the loop body. So this is the card suit. We're going to hook that into here. And for the card value, we're going to get our card value array, hold control, and we'll say get. And the value we want to get is this card index right here. So plug that here, and we will hook that up into value. And then we want to take this, and we want to add to an array. Now this array we're going to make is not going to be a local variable. This will be called our card deck array. And once we're done with that, we want to take our card index and get it, increment, so that we can move on to the next index and create another card. And finally, when we're done, what we want to do is drag off of this and say increment integer. And the integer we want to increment now is our card suit index. And once we've done that, we want to set our card index back to 0. So if we drag out from card index, hold Alt, reset that to 0, and then we want it to loop back and do this again. But before we actually loop back, we're going to create a branch, and we're going to check if our card suit index is less than 4. And if it's true, we can loop back and do this all over again. If it's false, we're going to stop because we have created all 4 suits. And at this point, the deck array that we create is going to be all ordered. So if you would like to have that shuffled, you can grab out your array and just say shuffle. And now this function will output a shuffled random deck of 52 cards. Alright guys, so that is it for this part of the tutorial. In the next part, I'm going to actually change our widget based on these values that we've put into our card deck array. So we're going to create 52 widgets so you can actually see what we've done. And hopefully you guys like it. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Alright, see you guys later.